So the main way that we have generated business for us and the main way that we generate business for our clients is through personalized video outbound sent through an email. And to date, we have generated more than $1 million worth of business for us and multiple millions of dollars for our clients. And we do it in a slightly different way than I've seen anybody else do it. So in this video, I'm going to share our exact script that we use, and you can download it and use it for yourself. And I'll run through some examples of how it's used for outbound. So when you're sending a personalized video, this is what it looks like in practice. So you're going to get an email, and in that email, there's going to be a video embedded. And, typically people do this by Loom, and they put the embedded Loom link, and it would look something like this, where you can see, sort of it moving around. And then the prospect would click on this, and then it would open up, right, like this. So we use Pitchlane to make these videos. There's other software out there to make these videos at scale, or you can do it via Loom, right, if you're doing less scale. So the mistake that everyone makes is they essentially pitch their services in this video, and it looks kind of something like this. Hey, I am the founder and owner of Hawani's amazing company, and I was looking at your website and thought that you could be a good fit for what we do. We are an SEO company that focuses on driving tangible results that actually drive revenue, and I thought you could be a good fit. For example, we helped Joe's Garage become the #1 ranked garage in its area, increasing website traffic by 400% in 3 months. We also helped Funky Furniture grow their online sales by 50% in 6 months by keyword ranking for boutique furniture keywords. I'd love to share what we do in more detail, so feel free to reply to this email and we can find a time if that sounds interesting. Okay, that is the typical script that most people use, and I fully understand why they use that script, and it does some things really well. Firstly, you're going to disqualify people who are not interested, and only people who are interested in that offer are going to get back to you. The problem is not many people are going to be interested in that offer. If you look at it like the golf analogy that I've talked about before, essentially you're trying to get the prospect, the golf ball from the tee to the hole, right? And that is an act of persuasion where you take them from not being interested in what you do to buying your stuff. What this does is it does a good job at moving that golf ball relatively close to the hole, but it doesn't do it very frequently, okay? And the problem with this is unless you have a really large target market and you're willing to spend lots of money to acquire business, you are going to burn through a lot of leads because it's not going to persuade enough people to jump on a sales call with you. So it does move the golf ball, but there's a lot of misses, okay? That's essentially the thing I'm getting at. Lots of people will disqualify themselves. This will make the sales calls easier, but you'll get far less calls, and ultimately you'll actually close far less deals than if you just got more people on the phone, okay? The approach that we recommend is to optimize for calls, okay? So you're not trying to disqualify or qualify people with this video. You're literally just trying to get them on the phone, and then when you get them on the phone, that's where you can do the qualifying, disqualifying people. Yes, it's going to take more of the salesperson's time, but we've found that it results in more deals. And this is what I've got here. We've found that it results in far more closed deals. So an example of what this will look like, and you can download this just by clicking the link below this video, and I'll show you how to use it in a second. But this would be an example that we would use, and I've put in here if we're going after breweries, and the job types we're going after is we can get them more corporate events. So it looks something like, hey, I hope you're well. This is Hawani Taylor here. I know it's a bit strange getting a video via email, but the reason I'm reaching out to you today is I have something that I think you might be quite interested in. Essentially, we help breweries generate more bookings, and we kind of focus on that high value occasions like corporate events. These are usually private bookings for offsites, holiday parties, or brand hosted experiences, but also larger functions such as networking nights or like full venue takeovers, and sometimes custom tasting events. So there's 2 reasons I wanted to touch base with you. Firstly, from what we're seeing in the market, there's lots of opportunity for what you guys are doing in this area. But secondly, you also have a great reputation. And for us, that's super important because we can only work with breweries that are looking to take on more types of these bookings and have a good reputation. Now, I'm not sure on the best way to touch base with you, so I thought I would make you a quick video. So hopefully you appreciate the personal touch. I'd love to unpack this on a call, and we can see if ultimately the types of event bookings we could bring your way cross over with the types of event bookings that you want. I think you could be a great fit. So if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Shoot me a quick reply and we can take it from there. Cheers. Okay, so if you want to do this for yourself, come in here and you just copy this, and you can just use your AI of choice. You're going to put in here and you're going to change the industry. Let's say it's plumbers, and you do emergency plumbing jobs. And obviously you're going to change the name, but right. So now it's going to rewrite the script for whatever target industry you're going after. Okay, we help residential and commercial plumbers generate more new jobs. These are usually emergency plumbing jobs, etc. Okay, so you can use that for yourself to write the script. So some common mistakes, and I'm going to add another one here actually. First of all, you can see the script doesn't talk about what you do at all. We don't talk about like SEO, or we don't talk about Facebook ads, PPC ads. There's no discussion of the mechanism, and that's because talking about the mechanism in here will be what disqualifies people. That's going to be the sticking point, which raises the sales resistance. Oh, I don't want SEO. I've already got an SEO guy, this sort of thing. So that's why we don't talk about the mechanism in here, and that is a common mistake that's made, which essentially stops you from talking to more people. I also don't recommend you say, hey, I'm the owner, founder, president. Like, people do not care about who you are. They only care about what you can do for them. And so just focus on what you can do for them. And it also makes it seem like a pitch immediately. If you're all dressed up nice and you say, hey, I'm the president of operations here at da-da-da-da, like, they know that you're just about to pitch them. And so they're going to look at it through that lens. I would say the tone that you want to strike is friendly. So instead of being all professional, you want to essentially say like, hey, hope you're well. Sorry, I know this is a bit weird. You want to be friendly, right? Because you want someone to reply even if they are not interested. Because what this does is, if you're sending it through email, it's going to really help your deliverability if you're getting replies from people who are not interested, as well as people who are interested. And when you're sending videos via email, obviously there's a higher risk of running into deliverability problems. So this really helps to counteract that. You want people saying, hey, really appreciate the video. We're not super interested because we're about to sell the business or whatever the reason is, but really appreciate you doing that, okay? You want that. And I just want to say, you don't want it to be super clean. Like the dog barking in the background, you spilling your coffee. They're actually good things because they make it feel more genuine, and again, you're more likely to get a reply. So hopefully you found this valuable. You can use that link down below to download this and use it for yourself. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, and you can also book in a call with either myself or Daniel through a link in the comments as well. Appreciate it.